Hi everyone, I hope you're staying safe. I've been thinking for a couple of days now about these we'll call it a blog that I've been doing, these videos that I've been doing, and for a good while now I've really been focused on Wing Chun and martial arts. It's an interest of mine and has been since I was very young. I like YouTube channels where there's a consistent message. Those are great channels. I follow Rick Beto and Leonard Sklar and a couple other channels where it's pretty much one topic all the way through. But by the same token, none of us are that small. We're all diamonds with many facets to us. I've jumped out of airplanes, scuba dived, I've been a programmer, I've been an audio producer engineer, I've been a law office manager, I've been a martial arts instructor, still am. I've also been a writer, still continue to write, been a writer, I am a writer. And recently, of course, I did took the audio book of Astro Boy Sensei and Me, an introspection on martial arts, which is sort of autobiographical as well as thoughts and opinion. And I did that on YouTube. I released it. The audiobook is still available. The paperback is still available. But for COVID, I went ahead and released that so you had something to do. And I thought maybe I would release some of the others. Do videos of some of my other novels and short stories for entertainment purposes. Give you something to do. Give me something to do. I thought right now I'd do my first novel, On a Sphere's Edge. This particular book's a lot thicker than the other. It's totally fiction, science fiction. Unlike Astro Boy Sensei and Me, where I took the time to put in pictures because it is rather short and thin, I'm not going to do that with On a Sphere's Edge. I've already done the audiobook. I took a long time to do the production of the audiobook way back when I released it. I did voices and there's music background. A lot of audio production work went into it. So I will release the book, one chapter each day. No visuals. They'll just be it's like a radio program. They'll just be a single image all the way through, focusing solely on the audio. Little brief history about On a Sphere's Edge. In the early or mid 1980s, around 1985, I ran what was called a BBS, or bulletin board system. This was before there was such a thing as an internet. Individuals with computers would take modems, make those crazy noises, and talk to each other via computer, one computer at a time. There was none of this big networking stuff. You could leave messages, emails, exchange files, pictures. One thing we did on the BBS that I ran, which was called Atari Ship Enterprises, because it was run on an Atari, was we called it round robin. An individual would start in an open forum a story. They'd leave a sentence or a paragraph, and then somebody else would come along and add to it. The kernel of this novel started in that fashion. One of the paragraphs that I left, the first paragraph that actually started it, was called The Gift, which is the title of the first chapter in this book. Little more than that made it into this novel, but the idea was there that some special magical gift was given from one person to another. That round robin story, BBSs went away in the 90s as the internet came up. It sat in my head for a while during the mid to late 90s. I tinkered with the story. I'd fleshed it out. I had an idea. I had an outline. I'd written a few chapters. And then I kind of put it to rest. And then in the early 2000s, it was just nagging me. I had other things I wanted to say. I had other things I wanted to write and do. But I felt like if I didn't complete this, if I didn't get this out of my system, I wasn't going to be able to release the other things. It was like this untold story was like a dam. And I needed to break that dam to let everything else flow. So at the end of this video, I'll have a title card that will link to the first chapter of Ionosphere's Edge. And each day I'll release a new chapter. I will continue to do martial art and Wing Chun videos as they come to me, and I may end up having more than one video a day for that reason. But we will do next Ionosphere's Edge, and I hope you enjoy it. See you soon.